In 2013, when Goodluck Jonathan declared a state of emergency in Yobe, Adamawa, and Borno State, did he suspend the governor? Did he suspend democratically elected officials in the state? In that same 2013, before Jonathan declared the state of emergency, did he call a Council of State meeting? He did. Did that give opportunity to the governors, Governor Shetima, Governor Nyako, and Geidam of Yobe at that time? Did he give them the opportunity to make arguments opposing the declaration of the state of emergency? Yes, he did. Now, what was the argument of APC, the argument of Tinubu at that time? They came out guns blazing, stating that declaration of state of emergency does not mean suspending the governor. That was their argument. Because when Jonathan gave the Council of State consultation, that gave wind to the governors that such a thing was in the pipeline. And so they aired their opposition to it, which Jonathan heeded to, because when he later declared the state of emergency, he did not suspend the governors. This was the argument of APC and Tinubu at the time. Now, somebody will come and tell me that Tinubu is a pro-democracy person. He fought for democracy. With what he did now in Rivers State, would you say that Tinubu is fighting or defending democracy? Or is he destroying democracy? Very well planned. This whole state of emergency thing in Rivers State. Did you hear his address? Did you see how hostile and how biased he was against Fubara? Is this how somebody who is a pro-democracy person behaves? If we sit by and watch, we will sit and witness Tinubu destroy what is left of our democracy. Let nobody come and say Tinubu is a democratic or defends democratic processes. No. Respect for the rule of law. Yes, Section 105 may not explicitly say call a Council of State meeting. But in that Section 105, it states categorically that for you to declare a state of emergency, it gave the conditions. You're going to war, there's insecurity, there's national threat and all that. And from the speech that Tinubu gave, guess what? It was as if we were going to war. It was as if he was blaming Fubara for the bomb blast of the pipelines and all that. Meanwhile, there is a pipeline blast in Bayelsa now. So, is he going to declare state of emergency in Bayelsa too? So, if there's pipeline burst in Akwa Ibom, is he going to declare state of emergency in Akwa Ibom, in Delta? Is that his plan? Is this how to defend democracy? So he was hostile to Fubara, and it was evident, according to the statement made by even former Vice President Atiku, it was premeditated, it was pre-planned. All of the punishment and the hammer fell on Fubara and nothing on Wike. Is this how to defend our democracy? We have to stand for what is right. For you to take Nigeria to war in the pretext you're doing it by declaring a state of emergency in Rivers State, go back to Section 5 of the Constitution. You have to call a Council of State meeting, like everybody else before you have done, if indeed you are a respecter of the rule of law and the Constitution. But what do I know? All of this that we're just screaming. Hopefully, some people will wake up and join the call. But the ultimate solution is this. You and I have to get involved in it. The president is also mandated by the Constitution, Section 105, that gives him that power to declare a state of emergency. Mandated to send that proclamation to the National Assembly for approval, for ratification, before it takes effect. But no, did the president do that? Of course not. Like the complaint that is being held against Fubara when those 27 lawmakers defected, that Fubara took action without going to court, that it is the court that has the power to declare those seats vacant. The same thing that they criticize Fubara for, is that not what Tinubu, as president of Nigeria, is also guilty of? Think about it. He made that proclamation and he says it takes effect immediately and is already been uploaded to the Nigerian Gazette. That is not supposed to happen until the National Assembly approves. And that is supposed to take between 2 to 10 days. He has not done that. Granted, the National Assembly is a rubber stamp. But even at that, due process must still be followed. Respect for the rule of law must be evident. But is that what we have? No. So there are so many loopholes in this state of emergency that has been declared in Rivers State. Number one, you don't have to declare a state of emergency and suspend the governor. You don't have to. What is going on in Rivers is not up to 1/10 of what happened in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa at the time, where you had 16 local governments under the flag of Boko Haram. It's not up to. Even at the height of the Boko Haram activities, when Jonathan declared a state of emergency, he did not suspend the governors. Why suspend Governor Fubara if there is no ulterior political motive? Why? Nigerians, open your eyes. We have to speak up for our democracy. We have to speak up for rule of law. Because without rule of law, what are we? We are nothing. Without rule of law, we cannot get the benefits of good governance, the dividends of democracy. We cannot. So if we have a president who is openly seen to violate these sections of the Constitution, then we should draw his attention to it, to correct it. We know the National Assembly is a rubber stamp. I don't foresee them going against what the president has proclaimed. But due process demands that he sends it to the National Assembly first, for the National Assembly to call a meeting. In fact, that gives opportunity to the 3 senators and the 10 or 11 House of Rep members in the National Assembly from Rivers State to either support or oppose, even though it's not like they have a veto power. But due process, rule of law. We all must be seen to have respect for the rule of law. Nobody is above the law, not even the president. So he must be seen to follow due process and respect the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If not, what moral grounds does he have? What moral right does he have to ask the rest of us to obey the same Constitution and the laws of the Federation of this land? Food for thought for you. But for us, as far as I'm thinking, we need to take action to organize. All of this we're doing, we're just shouting and acting in silos. We are not united in our action, and we need to do it. And the only way to do that, level playing field, you already know. Check the link in the description for details.